Welcome to this latest Ask Christians in Sport. The series where you, the listener, involved in competitive elite sport, can get in touch with a question around what it means to be involved in sport, what it means to connect your sport and faith. Any question, you can get in touch with us and send in your questions. Today's question is this. It says, "Dear Christians in sport, I've been playing competitive sport for many years and I keep wrestling with this question. Does God care if I win or lose? I don't pray to win or for the opposition to lose, but I do wonder whether God really then minds either way. Does the Bible have anything to say about this?" This is a great question and a key question for any sports person to grapple with. We can't escape the fact that as part of its DNA, competitive sport has winners and it has losers. Our word competition is rooted in the Latin word competere. It means to strive together, to push one another on. In other words, part of the way that sport works is that through the adversarial system of having a winner and a loser, two parties are pushed to improve, attaining faster, higher, stronger, as the Olympic motto puts it. To say I do not mind whether I win or lose is actually to undermine the goal of the activity, and therefore in some sense to undermine sport as a whole. The Apostle Paul even implies this in 2 Timothy 2 verse 5 when he says this. He says, "Anyone who competes as an athlete does not receive the victor's crown, except by competing according to the rules." Notice that Paul openly talks about competition and does not say it's a bad thing, and he assumes that victory is a worthy end for the athlete. So if we care about winning and losing, and we do, does God? Yes. God cares about whether we win or lose. Ultimately, we want to say he does care because he knows that the result of individual games and competitions put our lives on different trajectories. God is sovereign, and we are told in Romans 8:28 that in all things God works for the good of those who love him. You see, if we believe God is in charge of the universe and he works all things for our good, this has to include our sport. The key here is defining properly what Paul means here by good. For us, we think good is winning all the time, breaking world records and getting promoted. But Paul continues in verse 29 as he says this. He says, "For those God foreknew, he also predestined to be conformed to the image of his Son." The good God works in us is making us more like Jesus, having our character change so we grow in love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. The uncomfortable truth is that the Spirit often cultivates these characteristics within adversity. Have you ever thought that God might be more interested in your godliness than your success? God uses the highs and lows of sport to make us more like him and to draw others to him. God can use the pain of defeat, the shame of loss, to remind us of our identity, that it is fixed and secure in him as our Father. God can use the joy of victory, which fades quickly, to remind us of the everlasting joy of heaven to come. As we either win or lose, God is blessing both the winner and the loser, with another opportunity to worship God in how we respond to him and to those around us. He even uses the outcomes to allow those who don't yet trust in Jesus to realize their need for him as they see the hollowness of both victory and defeat at being able to provide lasting satisfaction. So, does God care whether we win or lose? Yes. Categorically, yes. God cares because he loves us and he longs us to be more like him. Remember, you can email askcis@christiansinsport.org.uk or message us on social media to ask any questions you have about connecting sport and faith, and we'll try and get to them on another episode of AskCIS. We'd love to hear from you. Till next time, bye.